Good morning, dear children. Hope you watched the first module of the chapter Gravitation. Let's have a quick recap of the main concepts that we studied in our last module. Any object that is left free shows a tendency to fall to the ground due to the force of attraction of the earth, and the force with which earth pulls an object towards itself is called gravity. As earth attracts all objects towards itself, it also attracts moon. But moon is not seen falling towards the earth as its gravitational force provides centripetal force for the moon to revolve around it. And we studied, children, that centripetal force is the center-seeking force that is acting towards the center. Not only earth attracts moon, but every object in the universe attracts every other object with a force, and this force that acts between any two bodies in the universe is called gravitational force or force of gravitation. Okay, children, today in this module we'll be studying universal law of gravitation and the importance of universal law of gravitation. Children, let us understand the universal law of gravitation. The universal law of gravitation was put forward by Newton, so it is also called Newton's law of gravitation. Statement: every object in the universe attracts every other object with a force which is proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. This force is along the line joining the centers of two objects. So let A and B be two objects with masses m1 and m2. Let D be the distance between them. Let F be the gravitational force that is acting along the line that is joining the centers of the two objects. Students, let us understand the statement more. Every object in the universe attracts every other object with a force. That means the object A is attracting the object B, and the object B is also attracting the object A. Both are exerting gravitational force. And this force is proportional to the product of their masses. That means more is the mass of the objects, more is the gravitational force. Or less is the mass of the objects, lesser will be the gravitational force. For example, two stones lying close to each other. They have smaller masses, so we can't see them coming or meeting to each other because the gravitational force between them is very weak, very low. But take the case of celestial objects. They are having huge masses, so they have huge gravitational force between them, and it is this gravitational force that is used to provide centripetal force for the planets, for their motion. Let us come to the second part. Force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. That means more the objects are farther, more they are far from each other, the lesser will be the gravitational force between them. Or if the objects are very close, if the distance between the two objects is less, the gravitational force between them is very high. So now let us derive the universal law of gravitation and form an equation for it. Okay, children, the introduction part of the derivation. Consider two bodies A and B of mass m1 and m2 respectively. Let D be the distance between their centers. If F is the force with which the two bodies attract each other, then according to the universal law of gravitation, F is proportional to m1 into m2 and F is inversely proportional to D square. Okay, children, you understand how we have to write that proportionality. Directly proportional we write F proportional m1 m2 equation 1, and inversely related we write F proportional 1 by D square, or we say it as F is inversely proportional to D square. That is equation 2. Combining equations 1 and 2, F proportional to m1 into m2 into 1 by D square, that is m1 m2 by D square, And now we are moving that proportionality sign, changing the proportionality sign to equal sign. We have to put a constant on the right hand side to balance RHS and LHS. So F is equal to a constant, that is capital G into M1 into M2 by D square, where capital G is a constant of proportionality and it is called the universal gravitational constant, and this the value of gravitational constant is 6.673 into 10 raised to negative 11 Newton meter square per kilogram square. So children, the above formula, it gives the gravitational force of attraction F between two bodies of masses M1 and M2 which are at a distance of D from one another. And this formula is applicable anywhere in the universe, and it is the mathematical expression of universal law of gravitation. And the constant G that we will discuss in the next slide. So one thing you have to note is that the gravitational force between two bodies is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. That means if we double the distance between the two bodies, the gravitational force becomes 1/4, and if we halve the distance between the two bodies, the gravitational force becomes 4 times. Okay, in the coming sessions we'll do it numerically too. So this Newton's law of gravitation is called the universal law of gravitation, as it is applicable to all bodies having masses, whether it is big or small, whether the bodies are terrestrial or they are celestial. Okay children, so the equation, the mathematical expression for universal law of gravitation is F is equal to G M1 M2 by D square. So any two objects anywhere in the universe have a force of attraction, and this force is governed by the mass of the two objects and the distance between the two objects. Children, now let us understand how we got the unit of the gravitational constant G. We know that the expression for the universal law of gravitation is F is equal to G M1 M2 by D square. Or we can transform this equation and write an equation for G. G is equal to F D square by M1 into M2. And if we substitute the units for all these physical quantities, children, force, what is the unit of force? It is Newton. D is the distance, isn't it? So what is the SI unit for distance? It is meter. So D square means meter into meter will be meter square, divided by M1 and M2 both represent masses. So what is SI unit for masses? It is kilogram. So kilogram into kilogram will be kilogram square. So hence the SI unit for G, that is the gravitational constant, becomes Newton meter square by kilogram square, or when the kilogram square comes to numerator, it becomes kilogram raised to -2. So you have to understand what is the unit of G. It is Newton meter square kilogram raised to -2. Now the value of G. Children, the value of G was found out by a scientist, Henry Cavendish. And the value of G, we know it is 6.673 into 10 raised to -11 Newton meter square per kilogram square. Now let us try to find out a definition for G, or what is D? How can we define G? So G is equal to F D square by M1 into M2. Now in this equation, let us substitute M1 and M2 is equal to 1 kg, or let two objects having mass 1 kg be separated by a distance of 1 meter. So in this equation, let us substitute. So D is 1 meter, so 1 square is 1, and M1 and M2 both is 1 kg, so 1 into 1 is 1. So the G finally will be equal to F when we substitute all these values. So let us define what is G. So gravitational constant G is numerically equal to, or it is defined as, the force of gravitation which exists between two bodies of unit masses kept at a unit distance from each other. That means any two objects which are having a unit mass, means 1 kilogram each, and they are separated by 1 meter unit distance, the force that is acting in between them is called as the universal gravitational constant. So we are putting a definition for universal gravitational constant. So you have to study the definition of universal gravitational constant and the value too. Value, and children, the value of this gravitational constant doesn't depend on the mass of the object, it doesn't depend on the medium between the two bodies, and also it doesn't depend the distance between the two objects. It is a constant, and its value we have to by heart, that is 6.673 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kilogram square. Let us now calculate the gravitational force between two boxes. Each box is having a mass of 1 kilogram and it is separated by 1 meter. So M1 is equal to M2 is 1 kg and D is 1 meter. So children, let us calculate the gravitational force. The equation is F is equal to G M1 M2 by D square. So when we substitute the values, we get the answer as 6.673 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton. So children, can you understand? That is, the force is so small. That is 10 raised to negative 11, 6.673 into. So that is, now you can understand that why these objects, even though they have the force of attraction, they don't come and meet with each other because the force is very negligible. So we know that objects with higher mass have high gravitational force between them. So can you find the force that is exerted by the Earth on the Moon with the help of the data that is given here? Children, please try. Let us discuss the importance of universal law of gravitation. It is the force that binds us to the Earth. The gravitational force holds the solar system. It is the gravitational force between the Sun and the Earth which keeps the Earth in uniform circular motion around the Sun. The tides in the sea formed by the rising and falling of water level in the sea are due to the gravitational force of attraction that the Moon and the Sun exert on the water surface in the sea or the ocean. So children, Isaac Newton, through his theory of gravitation, gave satisfactory explanation to many natural phenomena, as I said, motion of planets around the Sun, motion of moon around the Earth, and the formation of tides in the sea. And he also explained Kepler's laws of planetary motion. And this universal law of gravitation is used to determine the masses of planets, Sun, Earth, and Moon accurately. It helps in discovering new stars and planets. It led to many developments. The position of planets, the orbits of satellites, the information that is required to go to space, and the path of astronauts is determined using this equation, and many more contributions by this great scientist Sir Isaac Newton. So hope you understood the universal law of gravitation. So learn the topics and stay safe. Thank you.